Hello, and welcome back to Christine's Mom Picks. I'm Christine. Today, I want to talk about something a little bit different than my previous videos, but it's something I have been experiencing, and I feel like a lot of new parents, seasoned parents, have also felt this too, and that is mom guilt. That is that voice in your head saying you're not doing enough, you could be doing more, you like, I don't know, you just aren't doing your like full potential. And I think this comes in a lot of senses. Like now that I'm back to work, I'm experiencing some mom guilt because I'm not there with Weston all the time. Maybe you are trying to be more productive or you just need like a moment to yourself, but you feel guilty taking that moment to yourself. Or maybe you are formula feeding and not breastfeeding and you feel guilty about that. There's so many ways that like society's pressure, your own personal pressure can put this mom guilt in your head. So I kind of just wanted to talk about that today because I do not think it's talked about enough. And especially as a new parent where this is my first time going through this and I'm like, man, I want to be there 100% for Weston, but I I do need a break sometimes. Like I'm a human person but then when I do take my break for like 10 minutes, I'm feeling guilty. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I need to get home to my baby." So I just want to talk about that today because I feel like if I'm experiencing this, I know other people are too. So I think it's going to be helpful for all of us to just like know you're not alone during this mom guilt season. And will it ever go away? Probably not, especially as I stay a working mom or I mean, I'm always going to need my little alone time. Like I think this will be something I will have for a while, but I want to learn how to like navigate it and make sure like I'm dealing it with in a healthy way. But I do want to say like I feel like mom guilt is actually a good thing. I think that means you're a good mom. If you are thinking about how you miss your baby or how you're not doing enough or you're comparing yourself to other moms on social media, which don't get me started, that sometimes that is like they show you snippets of their like highlights of their life and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that. I need to be doing that. I need to be feeding them this. I need to be homemaking this. There's so much that can go through your mind where you're like, oh, this is so overwhelming. But I think having mom guilt means you care. That's already like a good sign that you're showing that like I love my baby and I want to make sure I'm giving my baby the absolute best life. So I think that's one number thing we should remember like when we are feeling overwhelmed that we need this break or I'm formula feeding because I don't want to breastfeed or I can't breastfeed. That's the option. That's the path we're going down. Your baby's still being fed. That's all that matters. Your baby's being fed. So I think trying to find ways around the guilt is super important. So let's talk about how we can work through mom guilt. And I want to talk about things that have been helping me, especially because, like I said, I am back to work and I have had so much guilt, like putting Weston in daycare, having someone else raise my kid during the day because I'm too busy and unable to raise him. Or even the days when I was working from home and raising him, I felt like I wasn't giving enough. I wasn't fully present with him. So I just want to talk about the ways I'm dealing with my mom guilt, and hopefully this helps you. So the first thing, no mom is perfect. Everyone at one point is a first-time parent. We are learning this together. The thing is there are so many right ways to do one thing, whether it is the feeding your child, if you want to do purees from a pouch or home make it. Either way, it's both food. Your baby is getting fed. I think there's just a lot of pressure on being perfect, and nobody's perfect. I think we all are learning constantly, and you maybe learn something like, okay, well, that did not work for us, so we are going to try another alternative. So I think having that in your mind, like even when you see like other moms and you're like, man, they're just like, they're the perfect mom, they're dealing with stuff too. And I feel like it's just a perception. Everyone is a fantastic mom, but nobody is perfect. And that is something really important to remember. So I think the second thing is focus on what your baby needs and not what others expect from you. Your baby does not need perfection. Your baby needs to be loved, they need care, and they need a healthy mom or dad, whoever is taking care of the baby. And this means if you as a mom need to take a break, ask for help, do it. Don't feel bad about it because I mean, I don't know anyone who can just like do this all day long without needing help because there are times you're like, man, I just need to go to the grocery store. I just need 5 minutes to clear my head because I'm feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated. I just need a reset button. So I think asking for help is the best way you can do that because a healthy, happy mom is so much better for a baby because if they can see you're healthy and happy and not stressed out and agitated, it's better for them. And so you are actually being a really good mom by asking for help. I also think a huge one that I've learned is self-care. Self-care is so important. Whether you take 30 minutes to enjoy a nice bath at the end of the day because you have had a stressful day, or you want to go to a workout class because you want the endorphins, it feels good to work out. I think prioritizing yourself is also super important because, again, I do believe if you can find the best version of yourself, you'll be the best version for your child. And I think that's important because children see this, they learn by example. And if you're in a good mood and you are happy and loving, they feel that, they love that. So I think it's really important to prioritize yourself and not feel bad about it. I think that's so important. And then I also think another thing that is really important is to surround yourself with support. Find other moms going through this too. I mean, I love that my friends and I, who we all have children, we always talk about it. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out today. And people will give me tips like, hey, you should try going for a walk, like take the baby for a walk, get some fresh air. You guys start over, get a reset. Because when you realize that you're not alone going through something like this, it is such a kind of weight off your shoulders. And maybe that means joining a parenting group, finding other parents in your area that have children the same age, and maybe creating like weekly play dates and stuff like this. I think by surrounding yourself with support, with people going through the same stage of life as you, is just a great way for you to feel like you are not alone through this process of motherhood and parenthood. So I just wanted to make this short video just as a reminder that you are an amazing mom. And if you are ever in a moment where you are feeling that mom guilt, you are stressed out and you're like, I'm not doing enough, or you find yourself comparing to other moms on social media, come back to this video and remind yourself, I'm doing my best. My child loves me. I love my child. Everything is going to be okay. You're an amazing parent and you are not alone. So tell me, leave in the comments when you struggle with your mom guilt or parent guilt, what are things that you do to help cope or to make yourself feel better and remind yourself, like, you know what, I've got this and my child is happy and healthy. That is all that matters. I would love to hear it because I do think it is important for us to build a community and feel like it's that support group, knowing you're not alone and other people are going through this with you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, get the notifications. I post every Sunday, and I look forward to talking to you next week.